What is Kirchhoff's voltage law? Kirchhoff's voltage law is an important circuit analysis tool used in many different electrical circuits to help calculate voltage across different elements. The algebraic sum of all the voltages around a closed loop in a circuit is equal to zero. Kirchhoff's law is commonly known as the conservation of energy, as energy moves around the circuit but ends up back at the same place. When calculating the voltage across any element, you can use Ohm's law, as there will be a resistance, a current, and a voltage. This can help with many examples where some of the values are not given. Kirchhoff's voltage law in a series circuit is denoted by the equation E minus V1 minus V2 minus Vn equals 0. In this example, the equation will be E minus V1 minus V2 equals 0, as E is the source, V1 and V2 are the voltages across each resistor. To find the voltages across each resistor, we must first find the current throughout the circuit by finding the total resistance, which is 18 ohms. Using Ohm's law, we can find the current. 9 volts over 18 ohms equals 0.5 amps. Now that we have the source voltage and the current, voltages across the resistors simply fall out when using Ohm's law, as shown. In parallel circuits, it is very similar to series, but with a slight difference. In a parallel circuit, the sum of the currents through each path is equal to the total current that flows from the source. With the use of Ohm's law and the current through each path, the voltages across each wire will be equal. Due to the voltage across each wire being the same, you do not have to calculate anything, as it will automatically be 9 volts across both resistor 1 and resistor 2. As I mentioned before, the sum of the currents through each path equals the total current from the source. To prove this theory, we can calculate them using Ohm's law, with resistor 1's current equaling to 9 over 90 and resistor 2 currents equal to 9 over 45. In more difficult circuits, it is important to understand when to find the current or voltage and when the sneaky tricks can be extracted to quickly solve the problem. To summarize, Kirchhoff's voltage law is a very useful tool to solve voltages across many different elements. The use of Ohm's law is required to calculate almost everything within a circuit. Voltage across parallel wires equal to the single wire before it separates. And finally, for the last example, basically, all you need to do is apply Kirchhoff's law.